Good evening. I, Vishwarupa Rath, welcome you all to the digital media platform of Uday India. Here are today's main highlights. The Varanasi District and Sessions Court Monday dismissed the Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid Committee's challenge against the civil suits that questions the Gyanvapi Mosque's title and the land surrounding it. Five Hindu women had filed petitions seeking the right to worship Ma Shringar Gauri on the outer wall of the mosque complex located next to the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Uttar Pradesh. The dismissal by District Judge A.K. Vishwesh means that the civil suits will be heard in detail and examination of the evidence will follow. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has emphasized the necessity of developing a strong, secure, and quick logistics supply chain in order to boost a nation's economy. Mr. Singh stated that India is on track to have a $5 trillion GDP while speaking at Indian Army Logistics Seminar in New Delhi today. He predicted that in both the military and civilian sectors, the importance of logistical sustenance would rise. According to him, the administration has developed a number of significant initiatives to integrate logistics into the nation and increase its independence. This emphasizes the development of infrastructure through the National Logistic Policy and PM Gati Shakti platform. Various places in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi NCR were the target of raids by the National Investigation Agency. Gangsters and their connections to terrorism are the main subjects of these raids. The Sidhu Moosewala murder case and the Salman Khan threat case will be the main subjects of the raid. According to sources, the NIA is keeping an eye on Lawrence Bisnoy and Goldie Brar. NIA is undertaking operations in 60 places, according to reports, to take out nationwide gangs and crime syndicates. 10 members of Neeraj Bhawana and Lawrence Bisnoy gangs are the targets of an NIA investigation, and the agency is now undertaking raids to capture the accused. To charge the gangster, the rigorous Unlawful Activities Act will be used. The International Dairy Federation World Dairy Summit IDF WDS 2022 was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and was held at India Expo Center and Mart in Greater Noida. The 4-day summit brings together key players in the global and Indian dairy industries, including business executives, academics, farmers, and policymakers. Its central subject is dairy for nutrition and livelihood. The International Dairy Federation World Dairy Summit 2022 is anticipated to draw over 1,500 attendees from 50 nations. The government has taken numerous measures to improve the dairy industry as a result of the PM's vision, increasing milk output by more than 44% during the past 8 years. The last such summit took place in India in 1974, which was around 50 years ago. An estimated cost of rupees 1800 crore will be incurred to build the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Officials of the trust responsible for the construction of the structure said in Ayodhya. The Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust, formed on the Supreme Court's orders for the construction of the temple in this Hindu holy town in Uttar Pradesh, approved its rules and manual after a marathon meeting here. At the meeting held at the Faizabad Circuit House, the trust members also unanimously decided to make space for idols of prominent Hindu seers in the temple complex. A day after, a Khap Mahapanchayat was held in Haryana's Hisar district, urging a Central Bureau of Investigation probe in the alleged murder of BJP leader Sonali Phogat. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant today announced that the murder case will be transferred to the central agency. Days after her murder, the family of Sonali Phogat had met the Chief Minister of Haryana, demanding the same. Mr. Sawant said he has complete confidence in the state police and the investigation is going on very well. But he will write to Home Minister Amit Shah for transfer after repeated demands from people in Haryana. Despite being one of the party's top leaders and the former Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar declined the invitation to speak at the Nationalist Congress Party's National Convention gathering. In front of party leader Sharad Pawar, he left in the middle. There were rumors of a fracture in the party as Ajit Pawar left the stage shortly after party leader Jayant Patil was given the opportunity to speak before him. Although the Maharashtra former deputy chief minister later emphasized that he refrained from speaking because the meeting was at the national level. Ghulam Nabi Azad, a former leader of the Congress, stated that he will not guarantee the reinstatement of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, which was repealed by Centre in 2019. Speaking at a mass gathering in Baramulla, Azad pledged not to deceive the populace over the fate of Article 370, noting that only a government with two-thirds majority in parliament can assure its reinstatement. The former Rajya Sabha member vowed not to bring up problems outside of his control. Some people have been saying that I don't talk about Article 370. I want to tell them that Azad does not befool people for electoral gains, said the former J&K CM. Or the Congress party or any other regional parties cannot give you back Article 370, he added. Shankaracharya of Dwarka Sharda Peeth, Swami Swarupananda Saraswati, passed away in Madhya Pradesh, Narsinghpur. He was 99. At the Sri Dham Jyoteshwar Ashram in Narsinghpur, he breathed his last. PM Narendra Modi expressed his sadness over Swami Swarupananda Saraswati's passing. I offer my sympathies to his supporters during this difficult moment. Om Shanti, he exclaimed. The world will always remember Swami Swarupananda Saraswati just as immeasurable contribution to the Indian knowledge tradition, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said in a tweet. I kneel with utmost reverence at the feet of beloved Shankaracharya, Swami Swarupananda Saraswati ji, he added. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and Janata Dal secular leader H.D. Kumaraswamy met Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao in Hyderabad today to discuss the country's political climate and KCR plans to found a national level party as new political equations take shape in lead up to the 2024 general elections. According to reports, during their conversation, they also discussed the development of Telangana, the importance of regional parties in national politics, the crucial role KCR is playing in fortifying opposition unity, and the role of other political parties. The General Secretary of Assam Pradesh Congress Committee, Kamrul Islam Chaudhary, has resigned from the party, dealing a severe blow to the Congress, blaming the party's aimless and confused leadership as the cause. Yesterday, he submitted his letter of resignation from the Congress primary membership, and he also posted it online on Twitter. Mr. Chaudhary also complained about the Congress MLAs cross-voting during the presidential election and the party's unwillingness to address the issue in his letter to Congress President Sonia Gandhi. He claimed that hundreds of grassroots activists who worked round the clock for the success of the party had been disheartened by this. This comes days after senior Congressman Ghulam Nabi Azad left the party. According to the local media, a plane carrying the former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan almost avoided a collision on Saturday when the plane made an emergency landing owing to a mechanical issue mid-flight. Imran Khan was reportedly traveling to Gujranwala on a special plane to speak at a rally on Saturday, according to Daily Pakistan, which was citing a local television report. The magazine states that the plane's pilot then made touch with the control tower and was able to safely land the aircraft. It should be emphasized that following the emergency landing, Khan continued road to Gujranwala. Daily Pakistan reported that Khan's plane returned to Islamabad shortly after takeoff, owing to the severe weather, quoting leader Azad Mashwani. The first in-person SCO meeting since the COVID-19 epidemic will take place in Samarkand this week. and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will go there, according to the Ministry of External Affairs. Even though all three leaders attended a virtual BRICS summit in June, Mr. Modi will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping at the summit in Uzbekistan for the first time since the standoff at the line of actual control began in April 2020. He will also meet Russian President Vladimir Putin for the first time since the invasion of Ukraine. Yesterday in Riyadh, Dr. S. Jaishankar, Minister of External Affairs, met with Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Saudi Arabia. They resolved to collaborate closely with the G20 and other multilateral organizations after discussing current political and economic issues around the world. They served as co-chairs of the India-Saudi Partnership Council's Political, Security, Social and Cultural Committee. In the evening, Dr. Jaishankar paid a visit to Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah. Dr. Jaishankar thanked him for sharing his vision of bilateral connection during the meeting and informed him of the development in the relation between Saudi Arabia and India. At the Prince Saud Al Faisal Institute of Diplomatic Studies in Riyadh, Dr. Jaishankar also spoke to diplomats. On Sunday, Ukrainian forces continued their quick and advance in the Kharkiv region, taking advantage of a remarkable breakdown in Russian fortifications and raising the questions of how far they can go. Unverified reports from the previous night said that Kyiv's forces had captured Veliki Burluk, a town located about 90 kilometers east of Kharkiv and close to the Russia-Ukraine border. The village of Kalovsky was also taken, and all eyes are on Izium because of its advantageous location. In the Kharkiv regions, we are beginning to push not only the south and east, but also to the north. There are still 50 kilometers until the state border, Valery Zaluzny, the top commander of Ukraine, stated in a telegram post. Russia's defense ministry on Sunday published a map showing much of the country's forces out of the Kharkiv region without commenting further. Nearly 3 lakh crore rupees worth of gems and jewelry have been exported from India in the financial year 21 to 22. Gems and jewelry sector is a focus area for export promotion. There has been a nearly 9-fold rise in exports over the last 2 decades. Gold and diamond trade contributes about 7% to the GDP and employs over 50 lakhs people. India ranks first in the export of diamond and silver jewelry. In cricket, Sri Lanka defeated Pakistan by 23 runs to lift their 6th Asia Cup title at the Dubai International Stadium last night. Earlier put into bat first, Sri Lanka posted 170 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in stipulated 20 overs, riding on Bhanuka Rajapaksha's unbeaten 71 off 45 balls. For Pakistan, Haris Rauf picked up 3 wickets. Chasing the target, Pakistan were all out on 147 runs in 20 overs, with Mohammad Rizwan top scored with 55 runs. For Sri Lanka, Pramod Madushan scalped 4 wickets, while Wanindu Hasaranga took 3 and Chamika Karunaratne bagged 2 wickets. Sri Lanka all-rounder Wanindu Hasaranga has been adjudged the player of the series, while Bhanuka Rajapaksha has been named the player of the match for his batting performance in the final. This was it for today. Stay tuned for latest updates.